Hey guys, what's going on? I wanted to drop back in. I was just viewing some of my older videos. It's been a year. As some of you may know, I've been in physical therapy school and it's been very busy. I go to school on the weekends at Newman University and been working during the week and just busy, busy, busy. Um, but just going back and viewing my old videos, man, it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. Like kind of like listening to like I was making videos 3 years ago and I was listening to like my younger self and just learning from him. So, it was kind of cool to see. And I could see what I noticed was like, and guys, I'm going to get to some valuable stuff for you. I just got to reflect real quick. Just bear with me. What I could see was that I was having fun. I was just on there. Because what I was doing was transforming who I was as a person and kind of just like taking in life experience and like growing into an adult, I guess. You know what I mean? And just kind of figuring myself out like I never figured myself out before, and that's an everyday process, but um so let me talk to you guys about like relativity. Like it's all relative. That's going to be the name of this video. It's all relative. And what I mean by that, as some of you may or may not know, I'm a Boston marathon qualifier. I ran 2:34 at Boston, which is 5:53 pace. Yeah, no, I know the exact pace, so I'm a real nerd about it. Um, but no, like I'm proud of that. Like that's cool. But I ran that last year, 2023 Boston, and and I ran Chicago recently, ran 3 hours in 1 minute, something like that. Maybe it was three flat, but I blew up there. I was on pace to go sub 2:30, and I was thinking about this brings me to another point, the whole blowing up in a marathon. That's a term runners use if they bonk or run out of glycogen and kind of muscles cramp up and you're dehydrated, the whole thing, and you just can't. You literally cannot run. Your muscles are just not working. It's an experience you can't really describe, but you're just out of fuel. You're just out of gas. You're mentally, physically, you're done. But then I relate that back to Boston. So my dad ran during the 2013 Boston Marathon, where um, you know the the bombing took place. So I just think it's kind of a weird thing whenever I say I blew up, because it just reminds me of that horrible, horrific event. But I digress, as I usually do. Um, so relativity. So um, it's all relative, right? Like 3 or 4 years ago, when I would have thought about training for a marathon, the amount of time, the amount of miles I would have had to put in, it's hard to wrap my head around. But once you start and once you gain momentum and gain that routine of working out, running, what I want you guys to use this for whatever goal you have in mind, whether it's studying to go back into school. It may seem so daunting at first, but I promise you, and I don't like to make guarantees or promise, you know, anything, but from my experience, I should say, um, once you get over the hump, over the first few weeks, um, it becomes just part of your routine, part of who you are. It's if you look into neuroplasticity, how the brain changes, um, your brain becomes your brain and body become accustomed. You build resilience, you get stronger. So if I meet somebody new and I'm like, I run this amount of many miles, and I probably run maybe 40, 50 miles a week, stationary bike, working out, yoga, whatever. Um, it seems like a lot. It seems like a lot, but you got to build yourself up there, or how much I'm studying now and how much I'm learning. You build it up, and then it becomes routine, right? But if I still like think about it, I'm like, that is kind of crazy. Like people that meet me, probably like, oh, this guy's a little bit whatever, a little bit crazy. But if you got to have a reason why, obviously. So like my reasoning why is like I want to inspire the people around me. I want to be better than I was yesterday. And then obviously we know the benefits of exercise, right? You should be doing some sort of strength training, cardio, ideally both, um, yoga, stretching. These things help us to live longer, help to avoid sickness and illness. And um, you know, when you think about life, there's so many things you can't control, right? But exercise is something we can control, and there's no pill better than there's not like you can take a drug that's gonna take the place of exercise. We just don't have that. Um, so it's gonna help my health and longevity, the running, and like I said, it's all relative. So that's kind of my point for today. I wanted to just get on here and just reconnect with you guys. And I will mention my previous video, which I recommend if you're an introvert, go ahead and watch it, because I was like, what is this video about? It was, and I'll see if I can link it or whatever, but it's 3 benefits of going out as an introvert. Because for me, I think I'm somewhere in between, but probably lean more so towards the introverted side. I don't know. But it talks about the benefits of going out, and just watching that, it was pretty interesting just to see like where my thoughts were at the time. And the big takeaway that I took from my own video was whenever we do go out, right? Introverts don't really like to go out. So if you ever go out into a social situation, the biggest benefit of going out into a social situation and interacting with others is the fact that you get to, and I wasn't able to articulate it well in that video, because it's not size other people up. That's not the right term. But for lack of a better term, people will tell you if you're on the right track or not. And I'll go in a little bit further on what I mean by that. If I'm having a conversation with somebody and they're really interested, you're going to feel that, right? You're going to know, like, okay, like I'm engaged in this conversation, and or you're going to feel where the other person's coming from. So they're going to be able to kind of orient you in the right way. If I say something that's totally like out there, they're going to give me a reaction and an expression that's like, dude, what are you talking about? Or like, dude, that makes no sense. And then I'll be able to think real quickly, okay, I need to rethink that, and maybe become better from it. Think that thought out a little bit more, so that my next social interaction, um, I'm making a little bit more sense. And the best way to do that is to go out and interact with other people, because they will tell you whether or not you're living life the right way, in a way. You know what I mean? So I could probably articulate that a little bit better, but yeah, back to exercise. Like, not only going to be good for your health and longevity, but it talks about how good it is for the brain, right? Um, how exercise can grow the brain, and but I'll save that for another video. But again, I appreciate you guys, if you're watching, because this is another form of like reorienting myself. So like if somebody were to comment on this and be like, dude, like, what are you talking about? That would be kind of funny. But I would appreciate it. You know what I mean? I'd be like, how could this be better? Or what are your thoughts? Like, how, where am I missing a point somewhere? Whatever. Yeah, I think just the more people that put themselves out there and give their honest opinion, their thoughts, and stuff like that, and others can help to kind of orient other people's thoughts and kind of make each other better in terms of like if we're on the right track with our thinking, or if we need to deviate a little bit. So social interaction super important, exercise super important, learning super important. So I want to continue to keep you guys updated. If you have any questions um, about physical therapy school, how to get in, what to expect, I know the application process, a little bit. So if you have any questions there about running, about um, aches, pains, injuries, um, anything I can help you guys out with, um, helps me. Like for me to teach to somebody else and for me to get my thoughts out like this, and hopefully it helps somebody. Hopefully it's a win-win for both of us, because this helps me to articulate my thoughts better, think things through. Hopefully I get some feedback from you guys, and hopefully it helps you as well. So um, everybody wins. So you win or you learn, right? I think that was a Conor McGregor quote, and it's true, man. It's true. I was also doing yoga yesterday, and after like I do like just follow like a YouTube video, and then after it went into whatever a different like music thing. It was just playing some chill music. I was like, okay, this is cool. This is nice. Continued stretching, stuff like that, relaxing. And I look up at the screen, and what did it say? It was a quote. It said, "Where your focus goes, your energy flows." And like I'd always heard that before, right? Everybody's heard that, I think. But the mind state that I was in, because I was so relaxed, I guess, and just feeling gratitude and like good mood, like appreciating things. I look up, I read this, where your energy goes. I'm sorry, where your focus goes, your energy flows. Think about that. Think about what you're focusing on. Is it draining your energy? Is it giving you more energy? Is it facilitating your growth and development? Think about how important that is, what you're focusing on. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.